This week, Cooper Flagg got passed by another rookie again. First, it was VJ Edgecombe's hot start, but now, almost a quarter of the way through the season, Knueppel just passed Cooper as favorite for Rookie of the Year. Oh, and by the way, it's not because the Mavericks are a bad team. That doesn't matter in Rookie of the Year. In fact, Khan's Hornets are worse than Dallas. But this is a twist no one saw coming because Cooper was a historic favorite for Rookie of the Year. Supposed to run away with this thing like the Thunder winning the West. Archives go back to LeBron in 03 at plus 150. Kevin Durant was a massive minus 200, but Cooper minus 225. By far the heaviest favorite, more than Wemby. What happened? Well, Cooper blew our minds by playing against NBA Hall of Famers at 17 years old, hitting shots at that Olympic camp. So people thought, hey, he's basically a vet. He's gonna come in, overcome anything. Really? Like his 11th game and the GM who drafted him gets fired? Coaches get fired that quick, not GMs. Okay, one GM did. Chris Grant, who drafted Anthony Bennett #1, the biggest bust ever. Nico drafted Cooper and still got fired. That speaks to how toxic this situation was. But people thought, oh, that 17-year-old scoring on Drew Holiday, he's like a seasoned pro. No! At 18, trying to play with his own crowd chanting, fire Nico. They got their wish, but why? Because of the losing. Nico wouldn't have got fired if they were winning. So how are they this bad if Cooper is generational? But we finally had an L on PrizePicks. I tell you guys, when I do well, I will own up to it when we have a miss. But you guys know I play PrizePicks just to make these games a little more interesting, especially when we got like 12, 13 games at a time in the regular season on like an NBA Cup night. Make it feel like the NBA Finals. Get my picks in. The app is real easy to use. I just pick more or less on a few players' stats. And the two players I am going with tonight, let's start with Nikola Vucevic, less on his offensive boards. And then go over to Phoenix, Mark Williams, less on his dunks. And best of luck if you were tailing those picks. PrizePicks is now available in 45 states, including California, Texas, where I live. And if you've never signed up before, please use the link in the description. We got a new link there. It is the thing that helps out the channel more than anything. Or use code AMHOOPS. Your first time playing, you play $5. You get $50 in lineups for free instantly, win or lose, code AMHOOPS. Well, the Mavs have three main problems that are holding him back. First is shooting. Coop was never known to be a great shooter, but he's on the worst three-point shooting team in the NBA. They are second to last in three-point makes and three-point percentage. So Coop needs a team that hits threes around him, but it's the opposite. And they don't have ball handling because Nico didn't replace Kyrie Irving. So with no floor spacing or creation, Cooper constantly plays in a crowd. I mean, look at dude turn the corner facing multiple bodies all the time. What do you expect? And here's the thing, when his teammates aren't good on offense, with no one to set them up, just load up on Cooper Flagg. Even when he's off ball facing extra defenders all the time. Flagg's by himself. Oh, and I know a lot has been made about Cooper having to play point guard. Jason Kidd tried on that, but he gave up because, little known fact about Giannis, when Kidd tried this with Giannis, he was 21 years old in his third year in the league. No one talks about that. So Giannis had 3 years to get caught up to the speed of the NBA. Cooper asked to do that on day one, but people expected more from Cooper. What, because he played well in an Olympic scrimmage 2 years ago? Get real. But despite that, Coop has still been very good, okay, especially at 18. I mean, look at this kid's ability one-on-one, or his scoring mid-range, or at the basket. He was just put into a team built for Luka, not himself. But it turns out some white kid from Duke is favorite for Rookie of the Year. This Knueppel kid went from 6th best odds to win preseason to #1. Well, we were told he was a good shooter, and man, was that right. Look at how elite this kid is. Quick release, off movement. Talk about coming in NBA ready. So he's got that skill to fall back on, set up by real playmakers. I mean, Charlotte's got entire possessions where Khan doesn't even touch the ball because this is a LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges offense. What a luxury for Khan that Coop does not have. But look at this. They love using Khan as a screener. LaMelo, pulling 2 towards the ball, just hands Khan open 3s on a silver platter. That is the benefit of being the 3rd or 4th option on the floor. But actually, Khan has so much more in his bag than advertised. He can attack with the ball. His teammates like LaMelo and Brandon Miller can shoot, so that pulls defense out, makes it easier. Look here at this Bridges cut, collapses the defense, so wide open shot for Khan. His skill set is perfect for this role and team. It turns out this rookie class is so much better than people said it would be. Look at those preseason odds again. Cool minus 225, everyone else plus 1,000. That makes it look like a one-man draft. But other talent is rising up to meet Cooper, which is also true of the next generation. Yahoo just said the 2026 draft class is feeling even stronger at the top than anticipated. To put it in perspective, some execs around the NBA say that if Cooper Flagg was part of this 2026 group, he'd probably be the 3rd pick at best, but could go as low as 5th or 6th. What? They were saying generational. By definition, that means way above his generation. That's who these kids are, 5th or 6th. Stop using that term. All it does is set insane expectations for the player who didn't even ask for that. And now Yahoo, when pushed, said, okay, look, we're just trying to show how good the draft class is, not drag Cooper down. But that's all this does. 3rd pick at best? Well, how good are these kids? Well, AJ DeBonsta, Darren Peterson, and Cam Boozer is who we're really comparing Cooper against here. The crazy thing is Cooper actually reclassified, which means he skipped a grade, so Flagg is around the same age as DeBonsta and Peterson. But Peterson has only played in 2 college games so far. Still projected to go number 1. He's called the most complete freshman guard in recent memory. He can score at all 3 levels, has a killer instinct, and can defend. Dude is 6'6". NBA teams are so tired of these dynamic guards who can't defend, like John Moran or Trae Young. Great players, command a max, but can't win anything. But AJ DeBonsta could also go number 1. A 6'9" forward so far at BYU, scoring 20 a game. Now this kid can get to his jump shot anytime he wants, like a Kevin Durant. But some worry he's closer to an Andrew Wiggins because his handle isn't great or his passing, but lots of mocks have him number 3 behind Cam Boozer, a 6'9" forward with handle and shooting. The number of ways he can attack a defense is what really separates him from other guys. Son of an NBA player never hurts. But here's the part that nobody saw coming. The entire conversation around Cooper was built on the idea that he was miles ahead of everyone else. That was created by the viral Olympics video at 17 years old, the kind of origin story that sets up a superhero. What's becoming clear though is Cooper might still end up being the best of this bunch, but now it's not as clear cut as they sold. So for a year plus, the narrative was that Cooper was in a tier all by himself. In reality, the tier itself was underestimated. If anything, this season isn't exposing Cooper, it's exposing the NBA media. They thought that he would dominate because they assumed the field wasn't that close. But as more rookies break out, more prospects hit the pipeline, the story is shifting. The gap ain't as wide as it was sold. The next few years in the NBA are gonna be a lot more competitive and more exciting than anyone predicted. And that's really what everyone got wrong. Not that Cooper isn't special, but that he was never gonna be the only one. But to maximize Coop, the new Dallas GM has a lot of work to do. I mean, whether it's true or not, the fact that some NBA scouts think Cooper could go 3rd in this upcoming draft is huge. They need to tank to get Kid a running mate. And by the way, that still wouldn't erase the pain of letting Luka go in his prime, but I digress. But now, we just learned that Kyrie Irving is gonna come back a lot sooner than expected. But that's actually somehow terrible news for the Mavs.